We usually measure a life by what we can count: a rising bank balance, a specific job title, or the visible markers of status. We treat these as the primary evidence of human achievement. But the data suggests a contradiction. While this top line, representing material wealth, has climbed steadily over the decades, this second line, tracking internal peace, has trended in the opposite direction. As we accumulate more, our baseline anxiety often increases right alongside it. If reaching the peak of what society defines as success leaves us feeling empty, it suggests we are using the wrong formula to calculate a good life. The Quran presents a different set of metrics. It establishes these principles at the very beginning of its longest chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah. It opens with 3 letters, Alif, Lam, Mim. Their specific meaning remains with God alone. Starting a text with the unknowable requires the reader to acknowledge the limits of their own intellect before they begin to learn. The text then identifies its target audience, the muttaqin, or those who are conscious of God. It filters for those who are sincerely looking for a truth that exists beyond their own ego. Rather than a guide for material accumulation, the opening of this chapter provides a different way to categorize human progress. The chapter identifies 5 traits that define a successful individual, visualized as a central core, the muttaqin, surrounded by 5 attributes. The first trait, belief in the unseen, al-ghaib, acknowledges reality extends far beyond our physical perception, encompassing God and the angels. By anchoring their reality in an unseen creator, a person finds stability. They are less vulnerable to the volatile shifts of the material world. The second trait is establishing prayer, or salah, creating a direct vertical connection between the individual and the divine. Prayer functions as a recurring detachment from the daily grind. 5 times a day, it forces a person to step away from their work to realign their actions with their ultimate purpose. These 2 internal traits create a foundation. They allow a person to function within the physical world without being entirely defined or consumed by it. The third trait is infaq, spending from what God has provided. This establishes a horizontal connection, shifting focus toward community welfare. Viewing wealth as a temporary trust makes the impulse to hoard fade, replacing greed with responsibility toward others. The fourth trait is belief in previous revelations. This connects the individual to a long, continuous history of divine guidance, showing that their faith is part of a much larger story. The fifth trait is certainty in the afterlife, or akhirah. This provides a long-term perspective past a single life. Absolute certainty in accountability changes every daily interaction, as every transaction is handled with the knowledge it will be accounted for. Together, these 5 traits organize the human experience, balancing the individual's relationship with themselves, their society, the past, and the future. Modern metrics often leave us feeling more successful on paper, but less stable in our souls. The Quranic framework offers the inverse. At the end of this description, the Quran gives its verdict on those who embody these 5 traits. They are the al-muflihun, the truly successful. Falah, or success, is not defined here by what a person manages to gather. It is defined by what that person becomes through their devotion and their conduct. As you look at your own goals, it's worth asking, which of these 2 definitions of success are you currently working toward? The opening of Surah Al-Baqarah invites us to move past the pursuit of temporary gains. It offers a path to a more enduring and peaceful triumph. We ask for the guidance to realize these traits within ourselves.